Drop back by the quarterback. He's going to look downfield, and it is caught again by Deshaun Hudson as he got another pick, and he's still going, and he might take this to the house, and he will. Touchdown once again. It is Deshaun Hudson, another pick six.
Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of the Viking Insider Live. This is Season 2, Episode 4. My special guest today is going to be Mr. Evan Webb. Evan is the play-by-play broadcaster for the Howell Activities Network for football, and we're looking to have him do some more basketball as well this winter. Evan, how are we doing today, man?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's September, and the high today is 90 degrees. In Wyoming, it's snowing. So it's like, What is this?
I'm getting a little, I gotta be honest, I'm getting a little tired of the heat a little bit. I'm ready for that like fall chill, like makes me feel like more of a football atmosphere.
Right, exactly. Not excited for that booth though, man. Let me tell you, that booth does get cold up there in the wintertime though.
Yeah, that first game though was really, really hot. So I don't really want to have another one of those.
Right, we'd rather it be cold than hot for sure. You can always put off layers, not take them off. So
that's right.
All right, Evan, let's get into it, man. So how is your experience at Howell thus far, being the play-by-play broadcaster and seeing like how football tradition is? Because you didn't really know much about Howell until this year, correct?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm very, very new to Howell. I might have been offered to do a couple of their games, like doing it for Lindenwood or whatever, but it just never worked out. And the past year, but this year I'm excited to be at Howell, and it's been awesome. Like the fans and stuff are for real, and like it's definitely like a game day like kind of atmosphere. Like I didn't do last week's game obviously, but the 2 weeks before, and especially on First Responders Night, it was awesome. Just seeing the crowd and how passionate they are for Howell football.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was your first time seeing First Responders Night too. What was your initial reaction to how many people were there? Because I told you, you're going to have to arrive here early because you won't find a spot to park. And what was your initial reaction to see that many people at a high school game? Like that's what you kind of see at a college game.
Well, I would have said it was probably, I easily would have said they probably got like 25% more people like just from the first game. And I thought the first game had a great crowd. And then, on First Responders Day, there was tailgating, going on, and like all kinds of stuff going on. So it was awesome. Like, I expected it to be, pretty packed, but I would have said it was even like just like the production, the fireworks, like the national anthem was awesome with the guitar and like everything. Like it was cool. It was awesome to see.
Absolutely. So what is your initial reaction? You've only seen them for 2 games. Last week they won 70-13, a massive blowout win in Granite City. What's your initial reaction of this team though? Have a good district draw this year. What else are you hoping forward to see for this team in the future?
So far they have actually kind of exceeded my expectations because going into it, I think there was a lot of unknowns, just from the fact that they're losing, so many seniors, but the game against Fort Zumwalt North, especially, they just put the hammer down in that game. And I honestly going into that game thought it was going to be, kind of a close matchup, and wasn't really sure what we were going to get from either side. And Howell, really controlled that entire game from basically start to finish. There was some penalties at the beginning, but, completely controlled that game. And I think just for Howell, as long as they, don't make mistakes, they don't penalize themselves, they don't, turn the ball over. I can see this team having, they can definitely go the distance this year, and I think they can, win out this regular season.
Absolutely. So you're an Illinois guy, so you like University of Illinois. You've seen some bad quarterback play, obviously, in your time from your team. But how Howell does it is they go with a 2 different setup with two different offenses between Booker Simmons and Gabe James. What is your thought on that? And then have you ever seen that before?
I've seen it before, but like I haven't seen it be as effective as it's been for Howell this year. Like I think that they've really like had a great game plan like each and every time, and like when Gabe James is on the field, it seems like they, obviously their rushing attack is more lethal, I'd say, and when Simmons is in, they seem to want to throw the ball a little bit more. But it's worked. I mean, it's really really worked, and yeah, I think it was well, I mean, for instance, just like the Bears the other night, I mean, they were using Dalton and Fields, and you could see instances where that didn't work, and but obviously that's a completely different game, being pro versus high school and stuff. But I think they've done a great job, using both of them, and I think they've used them in the right circumstances as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree. What about that defense? That defense seems to be locked down. We talked about how you talked about, I should say, how like we kind of laid the hammer down on Fort Zumwalt North, and we beat them heavily. That final score I think was 42-14, I think. And
Yeah.
it's not like Fort Zumwalt North doesn't have any talent on that team. They have Jalen Lee, who'll play at the next level. They have a great quarterback that can run as well. If you give him any room, he's gone. Kind
Yeah.
of like Gabe James. So what do you think about our defense, though, this far, and how well they have been, prepared, and how well they've actually done on the field?
Yeah, I think it's been really, really good, and especially like I think the secondary's been especially good. Like Deshaun Hudson, getting like I think he had like 4 picks in the first 2 games. He's been really, really good, and they've obviously needed it. I mean, they lost one of their leaders on defense, and Max Wilson, and I think guys like Robbins and Evan P. I'm still, even as a broadcaster, having trouble pronouncing his last name, but they've really stepped up and they've done a great job. And I've really liked so far what they've done, and they've done a great job that I've noticed, especially like shutting down the run game. Like teams are not breaking loose for big runs like hardly whatsoever. And I think that's indicative on their defensive play calling. I think it's been really really good.
Yeah, I'd have to agree 100%. Top to bottom from the coaches, no losses yet between all 3 programs, between JV, freshman, and now the varsity level as well. This coming Friday, we have Fort Zumwalt West on senior night. Should be a decent game for our Vikings, but have you looked much into Fort Zumwalt West yet? We know they're struggling, but what is your thoughts on them?
Yeah, I haven't actually looked into them too much yet. I did notice that, like as of right now, they're 1-2. But they had some struggles last year as well. I did 2 of their games for Lindenwood last year, and they obviously, I think, they're really just I don't think that their like size and stuff can really like compete with Howell, just from what I saw last year. And I don't know if that's just because they have a younger team or if they're just kind of inexperienced or what. But I haven't seen much of them this year. But I'm kind of expecting Howell to control this game for the most part. But you never know. I mean, West brings a different kind of game plan in. Who knows what can happen? Who knows what can happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know of players like Brett Norfleet and Deshaun Hudson that make significant plays and that are big talents on the team for the Howell Vikings. Who's one player, though, or a couple players that are kind of, I guess, underdog players in your mind that don't get them as much attention, but that really like sparked in your eyes?
I would say one would be Pearson. I think he's like been kind of like a secret weapon almost like this year. And Kendall Gurley's another one. He's had some like not only just like return wise, but rushing wise. They've both been kind of like guys that I expected to be big contributors, but like not, or I expected to be contributors, but maybe not like to this to what they've done. Like they've been really really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's all we have this week. Thanks for joining us, Evan. We hope to have Michael here on the Howell Activities Network soon. We're looking forward to your call on Friday night. What's the final line score for the game on Friday night?
Just like the final score overall, or just kind of what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, the final score.
I'm going to go Howell 62.
Wow.
I'm going to go Howell 62 to 17.
62-17. Wow, what a score!
They're coming off a week of putting up 70. I just think they're feeling it. Like I just think that they're feeling it right now. I got high expectations.
And it's senior night, we got to get it rolling for senior night. All right, Evan, thanks for joining me, man. We'll see you next time here on the Howell Activities Network.
Yep, thanks for having me on.